This is Enoch for Midnight Broadcasting Network. Got some good racing for you tonight in these Cup cars at Martinsville Speedway. Awesome track to watch. Awesome track to be a part of, racing-wise, if you know what you're doing. These guys, they know what they're doing. It's just going to be me tonight. I'll have the stream up on YouTube. So I'm sure if you're listening to this now, you already know that. But, you know, tell your friends, get on here, ask me some questions, let me know what you guys want to see. This is the Speedway Collective 250 at Martinsville. And, you know, these guys have been running really well together on intermediate tracks, super speedways, and getting to see them on this little paperclip is really going to be a test. You know, it's going to be a test of them to see just how well they really do run side by side and keeping from contacting way too much. Just joining in here now, Kevin, thanks for being here. Redleg, he's saying good luck, guys. NRG, just me again? Yeah, that's all right, though. And Kevin, I don't know. I'm not too sure exactly what your gamer tag is. If you've done this before, if they're cool with it, let me know. Just send me a little message on PSN and get you on in here. And you know, be good to go. Martinsville, man, I like it. I like trying to be consistent there. I think that's going to be key, but speed is definitely a factor. Who's going to be able to hold that line? You could easily mess up, lose that bottom, someone get right under you. I think that's going to be the way that people are going to pass. We're going to be seeing a lot of good racing here. I know that the league that I'm a part of, I was never really the fastest, but I always felt pretty confident in the car that I had. Typically for myself, you're a little loose on start. It's tough to get those tires, that rear underneath you, exiting 2, exiting 4 for a few laps, and then it really kicks in. You get a good ride, you get a good rhythm, and you're good to go. You fall out of that rhythm, and you just gotta hope and pray that you get back in there. I hope that everyone had a good weekend, nice long weekend, Memorial Day. Everyone remember just what some people have sacrificed for us. I've had family members part of the military. I was not. And, you know, a lot of people have lost others who were fighting for us, right? That's the ultimate sacrifice. Someone doing something for you that you don't even know. And it really takes a lot of courage, a lot of selflessness to be able to do that. So I just want to make sure that everyone out there remembers their loved ones who they've lost and those that they don't even know that fought for them. I know Cody Workman, he had a cousin who unfortunately lost his life. He was born September 28th, 1987, and we lost him June 28th, 2007, while in Baghdad. You know, I see a picture of him. He looks like an outstanding guy, and you know, these are the type of people that we want to thank. I never knew this guy, but he was fighting for me. He lost his life for me, for all of us, not just me. But you know, let's take a moment to remember those that we lost. Now let's kind of get to the track. Let's see what we've got going on when it comes to time wise. I'm gonna go over to this esports piece right here and see what we can find for leaderboard wise. Just give me a sec. I'm gonna take a look at something here. And excuse that blue screen. It looks like we do have a starting order, so that's good to see. If I go to fastest laps for Martinsville, let's see if any of these guys are in here. Well, it looks like that, man, pretty much the entire top 10. Shoot. So we've got the 42 starting first. Next to him will be the 22, the 1, 21, 9, 3, 38, 17, 11, 2, 20, the 6, the 88, the 47, the 18, and the 12. So I know we've got a few guys that are filling in tonight. Right now we have the 20 is going to be Bags. The 9 is that one guy. AJ will be in the 2. And Diesel in the 22. So Diesel is going to be front row here, starting second. Looks like, let's see where everyone else kind of lines up. So the 42 starting first is DWH. It's a really good starting spot for him. The second is Diesel in the 22. The 1 of Pat's Ace, who we see here has a real fast lap. And Justin Mon saying, good evening, everybody. Good evening. How you doing, Justin? Hope you enjoy the broadcast tonight. Try and see if any of these other guys are streaming yet, so I can see just where we are with the race, if they're getting started yet or not. Looks like Jason Keffer is, so that's good to see. Just give me one moment. I'm on the computer. I got an invite from Slade. Thank you, sir. Slade is in that 21, and it looks like they're just about to get ready, so I'm going to join on in. So this is perfect timing. Perfect timing with everything. So we got some music in the background. Man, this music's pretty loud, you know? We got to do something with that. Gary's saying, go Bulldog. Let's go Bulldog. So Slade is starting fourth in that 21. The 3, I believe, is Cody. Yep, C. Workman, Cody Workman, and again, remembering his fallen cousin there. It's the ultimate sacrifice. The 38 will be driven by Saab Max. 17, Mr. Fluffy, starting 8th. And it looks like they're just about getting filed together. Make sure they're in the right starting spot. See if they can do it in one lap or not. It takes a lot of skill, but these guys are good like that. So stage 1 is 64 laps. It's going to be a pretty exciting race. I love watching races here. And they're going to do another just to make sure that they're all together. I think we're going to join at just the right time. And it looks like going green here. Some on the 20 car Bags. In the back, oh, we see a little mishap with the 11. And I believe that's the 9 in front of us there. He's on the bottom, but keeps it going. So we kind of go through the field. 18 car. And that would be New World Order. We take a look at the front with 42. The 42 of DWH, who's able to hold it And the 22 Diesel falls right in line, and it looks like the 1 of Pat's Ace is right there with him. 47 towards the back. That 47 is Rowdy. He's got the 20 with a lot of momentum on the outside. 20 really takes it high. Tries to cut down. He sees that 88 Jason right there. And this 47's got that 18 of New World Order. On the inside of that 2 of AJ. Now the 18's pulling the 47 along on the inside as the 47 is just about to clear. Close. Take a look up above. That 2 really dives it in there, but is that inside line gonna hold? It does, as he just misses that curb. That curb can be dangerous. As we follow along here with the 11. And it looks like there was a change for the lead there, as Diesel got around the 42 of DWH, but DWH, he's not letting him get away as we take a look from the 1. '20 is actually voltage 20, I believe. So we've got a 16 car field. Taking a look back from this 1 car, it looks like there's battle going on for 4th. 17 of Fluffy. The 21 was Slade. The 2 looks like he lost a few positions. 88 of JRM. Justin Mon says clean start so far. Yeah, I gotta say so. That was a pretty clean start. 9 car, that 1 guy. He's that 1 guy that's trying to move up a bit. Here we go with the 21 of Slade, just behind the 17 of Fluffy. Right in front of, I believe that's the 38 of Saab. Tough to really get a view there. Yeah, 38 of Saab right there. The 12. Got the 12 car. Who is in that 12 car? I must have not wrote him down. We'll take a look on the top when he gets through here. The 6 car BC Racer kind of falling in the back of the pack here. We saw BC do some great racing last week when we had the little league challenge between Venom and Midnight Broadcasting Network. That was some fun racing to watch. We got the 22 pulling away a little bit. Diesel's got a nice pace going. What a difference no glare makes from Redleg. If anyone doesn't know that reference, there was a bit of a glare issue for the pro drivers in that inaugural race while in Charlotte. Unfortunately, I was part of a wedding. I didn't get to see any of that. But if anyone's got some good news that I missed out on, I'd love to hear it. 17 car. Pulling away from the 21. 21 looked a little loose there. You know, I mentioned early on that the first few laps could be kind of dicey getting off corner, but I think these guys really have their cars dialed in as They're just past 20, lap number 20 is 64 in this first stage. 17 of Fluffy's making up some ground. The 22 was pulling away from DWH, but DWH is pulling them back in. If you fall out of your rhythm, then it can cost you time, cost you a few laps, try and get back in there. And especially when you have a guy behind you, if you start looking in your mirror, you can easily lose some time. Oh, nice. Gary, thank you. Slade won the PS4 side of things. Congrats, Slade, on that. Let's see if you can follow it up with a race win here at Martinsville for Midnight Broadcasting Network. It's the Speedway Collective 250. So the 12 is Big Destroyer. How can I forget that? He's been talked about a lot lately. NRG, yeah, you're not kidding, man. Short tracks, flat tracks usually provide clean racing with these guys. I can see that, man. You're not kidding. You know, it's hard to get a group of guys together that know how to read others and how to see how others run a track. Some guys may brake early, brake late. There are even times where at the beginning of the race, some of these guys forget that they have to brake, especially in somewhere like Martinsville. They'll go into turn one, just plow through the field, but these guys are prepared. You know, that's why they're all together. This is, you know, one of the pinnacle races. Justin, you're correct, man. Not an easy track at all. I'd rather be where I am right now as the 9 car. That one guy is on the inside of the 47. The 1 lost a lot of ground there. He's falling back. That 18 picks up as well. Looks like that 1 car, Pat's Ace, lost about 4 spots there. That's gonna be tough for him. He's just gonna want to have to keep up his momentum, try and get that rhythm back, try and pick up spots. Still a long race to go, but track position is very important. Ooh, the 11 gets a little loose as the 12 of Big Destroyer gets on the outside. 11, really good job saving that car, keeping it on the bottom there, putting pressure on that 12 of Big Destroyer, and Big Destroyer just gets up into the wall. As the 2 car follows along. That 2 car of AJ. One car that I haven't seen though is, oh, here we go. Here's that 3. Cody Workman. Wonderful paint scheme there. Remembering his cousin tonight. Always. He's doing a good job running behind that 18. Just hits the curb a little bit, but he's able to keep it from spinning around. So that 9 gets down there on the inside. Man, this 9 of that 1 guy, he's got a good line going for him right now. He's able to hold that bottom. Cody's very cognizant of where that 9 car's at on the track and doesn't dive down in there. He sees him coming new. He had a not so great lap. He tries to keep moving on up. These guys really are starting to spread out now, but as we go and try to find the lead, even though these cars are spreading out, there's 2 cars that aren't. That's the 1st and 2nd. The 1st of Diesel and the 22, and DWH in the 42. 22 started 2nd, 42 started 1st, and you could tell that their qualifying lap times were no joke. It wasn't just a lucky lap, because these guys are really pulling away as they're pulling to the back of the pack right now. see if they can get anyone a lap down. And when you're in the back, it's tough to get your rhythm down if you're having to try to handle other guys' lines as well. I mean, when you think about it, practicing, you kind of practice by yourself. You get that line down, you go. You just get into a rhythm of that. But you got to know that when you practice, you got to try and move your car around. See where else the car can run, because other guys are going to be trying to run the same line as you. You got to try and find that spot where you can maybe enter a little bit later, cut down in there, get in the gas before the guy in front of you, try and cut that corner. And that'll slow you down, because we all know that the 12 car Big Destroyer and the 6 of BC Racer, they're crazy good, but they could be having guys that are holding them up this whole time. And, you know, not saying that the other guys are slow too, but everyone kind of holds each other up, and you don't get into that rhythm that you need. And NRG says that he's got a party open for you guys, you know, for the fans, if you guys want to join him and talking about the race as well. And again, guys, if you want me to focus on anything in particular, you let me know, and I'll try and get there as quick as I can. As we kind of filter through these cars, as we get to the leader here, who's pulling to the back of 12. Big Destroyer. Oh, a little bit too much out of turn 4. The 12 gets into the wall, loses momentum. He takes the bottom, which forces the 22 to the top, and the 42 was hoping that he may be able to pull down in there, capitalize, while the 22 wasn't protecting the bottom, but unfortunately it didn't work out that way. The 22 wants to get around these guys, and he wants to keep his momentum up, but he doesn't want to leave that bottom open for too long. As we see the 6 BC Racer try to get to the inside of the 2 AJ. He's just getting there. You know, he sees that the leader's there. He doesn't want to go a lap down as these two, ooh, they take out the leader. Is there going to be a caution? It looks like it. Yeah, so really when you think about it, that 6 needed to go. He needed to go. He did what he had to. But this track, it's tight. It's tight racing, and sometimes you got to give that little bit of horn as we get the first caution here. We'll have about, so right now we have 21 laps to go in the first stage. We'll see what it's like when it goes to green. Not sure if everyone's going to pit or what, if anyone's going to try and pull some strategy moves early. Might be a good time to learn what your car can do, but we'll give it a look, see what happens. As we're getting ready to go green, it looks like there was some strategy calls there, as we see the 42 overtook the 22, and the 38 is starting first. That's Saab. Let's see if he can get that clean air and get that momentum going, that rhythm, as the 1 of Pat's Ace has to take it wide. That 38 got loose out of 2. That's kind of what I was mentioning before. Let's see what happens out of turn 4, if he can keep the car under him, and he does. The 42 capitalizes on the 1's little bobble out of 2, and the 1 really wants to take advantage of not having anyone right on his tail and dives the car to the bottom. But he's still having a problem early on in this restart, as it looks like we have about 15 to go in this first stage. These top 3-4 guys are really pulling away. They look about single file on back to Fluffy. Looks like the 9 of that one guy got a little loose. I think Fluffy may have been able to get onto the inside. The 38 of Saab is doing a good job holding that lead, but the 42 is not leaving his rear bumper. Let's see if he does anything drastic, and it looks like there is a caution on the track. The 22 spun again. That's not what Diesel wanted to see. He's been doing a great job running up front. He's not really used to being in this pack. Justin is enjoying an ice cold beer. Yeah, I would like to be doing that too instead of being in this race if I were these guys. But these guys have that talent, you know, they know what they're doing. So we get the second caution of the night. As we're getting ready to bring it green, watching on with JRM. Thanks again, Jason, for broadcasting your perspective of the race. It didn't look like anyone really pitted, so we'll get the same running order. Saab up in first with the 42 on the outside. Let's see if the 42 can make anything happen as he kind of cuts low on the 38, putting a lot of pressure on him. The 1 and the 18 are running real well together. Oh, the 18 really tries to cut it down there, but the 1 was there. The 17 getting a nice push from Celtics in the 11. Slade in that 21, he looks like he's just being patient, biding his time on the outside line, just waiting to make that move as the 1 gets a little too close to that wall, loses all his speed. 18 goes into 3, a little too hot, washes up the track, and that looks good for Celtics fan. As in the back of the pack, we may have some guys losing out. The field is still green, and it looks like the lead is still in the hands of Saab in that 38. Man, he's doing a great job of holding it. Saab in that 38 started right in the middle of the pack in, I believe, 7th. But he knows out front he's going to have the car to keep it there. He wasn't as low entering the corner, and there we go. That's a nice entrance into 3 and 4. Loses it out of 4. Drops all that momentum. The 42 gets through, but he gets right on that apron as the 17 of Fluffy is making his way to the top. He's in 3rd right now on the inside of that 38, looking for 2nd. 42 once again hits that curb. 17 of Fluffy capitalizes. These have been some great laps, man. Some great battles. I'm enjoying the heck out of this. As the 17 of Fluffy pulls out for the lead, let's see if he can keep it. Let's see if this 42 can get back in his groove. And it's going to be tough with that 38 on the inside. As they're really going to try and push it. That 18 just dove it in there, gets the 38 up into the 42, and I'm sure the 18's not happy that he lost all those positions, but it's kind of like a karma thing. He just flew it in there as the 38 and the 11 get into it. Still no caution, no one's spinning. These guys could save a race car for sure. That 11 trying to regroup it. I believe the 1 in the back hit the inside wall, losing a lot of momentum. Pat's Ace was running up front early on, and right now he's not having the best of times, as it looks like we're coming to the final. This is the final lap of stage 1. So we try to pull back to Fluffy. Where are you, bud? There we are. Fluffy gets that stage 1 victory. Good job, Fluffy. That's 17. So it's followed by, just give me a sec as this all flows through. It looks like the 42 of DWH. And what car is that behind him? I'm having a hard time telling. Looks like the 3. Good job, Cody. I believe he got a nice stage finish there. Just gotta be patient. So we're getting ready to start this second stage. Looking back, NRG is saying Saab is good on these flat tracks. Dominated Gateway in the trucks. Yeah, hey, Gateway is a tough one too. I swear I like the track. I enjoy it. It's just tough to handle sometimes. 42 starting on the outside of Fluffy. 42 hasn't really seen much of the back of the pack today. I wonder how he'd be able to manage it. Not saying I want to see him back there, but you never know. It's tough. As he gets in the back of the 17, Cody trying to work his way up. He's in third. 42 kind of cuts down. He goes up the track. They get into each other, but he's trying to fight his way up to second. He does clear that 42. Opens the door for the 38 Saab, who wants to make his way in. I thought I saw the 18 there. Not sure what happened to that car. Hopefully he didn't fall out of the race, as it does look like the 9 that one guy has, unfortunately, because he was showing some really good speed early on in that first stage. So it's unfortunate to see him go. 47 really dives it down in there. That 47 of Rowdy, who's definitely living up to the name. He's making moves. He needs to get up there. It's important. He's got a better entry than that 38 right there. The 3 of Cody Workman is doing a superb job of running clean lines right now. That 42 DWH, he's right on his tail, but he's not pressing the situation too much. He sees that he's got some room, but that 42 did have a loose exit off of 2. Hopefully he can regroup it. The 21 was trying to look on the inside of the 38, had to lift a bit, lost some momentum, lost some speed. Hopefully it doesn't cost him a spot with that 22 coming right to his tail. It really is a momentum racetrack here. Trying to keep that rhythm going. You're going to hear me saying rhythm, momentum a ton tonight. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but it really is what's needed. Is that 3 kind of fell out of that rhythm and washed up the track a bit. The 42 cleanly gets around him. 3 does an excellent job on the high side of just losing 1 spot, not getting into that wall. So the 47 is putting a ton of pressure on him. As we look back, it looks like the 22 may have hit the wall, gone down the track, not too sure, but the 47 is looking to make moves for 3rd place over the 3 of Cody Workman. And he opens the door, tries to bring Saab with him. It's tough when you're in Saab's position. You know, Saab was right behind that 47, and depending on his camera angle that he races, he may not have seen where that curb was. You know, you're kind of going into corners blind sometimes, depending on how you drive. He may not have seen that curb, but if he didn't get that curb, he would have had that spot. And that 3 car, Cody, he got that's a very fortunate situation for him to be able to keep that 4th position spot. As we see Fluffy entering 3, he's got a nice lead over that 42 and 47. I think these guys are starting to spread out a little, though we do see the 11 just squeeze his way. That was a great move by Celtics, getting around Voltage. But he does open the door a bit. Voltage wanted to work his way in, but the 11 had a great exit. The 1's trying to make his way back up with that 88 of JRM. They've got the 12 behind him. That 18 fell back a ton. I remember I was wondering what happened to him. So take a look on track. It's tough to find that rhythm with these guys around you. You see how much these cars are leaning to the right as they're going around these corners. You know, you see a lot of wheel well gap between the front tire. Oh, the 21 has a little mishap going into 3. The 22 takes advantage of him, gives him a little bump, but that 21, that doesn't make him sweat as he sticks right there with the 22. It looks like the 20 of Voltage was able to get back around the 11 as Celtics fan, but they're sticking together as well. So we take a look at the 12 of Big Destroyer, who's followed by that 18 of New World Order. And they're right behind the 88 of JRM, who is trailing the 1 of Pat's Ace. Oh, as I get to the 6 car of BC Racer Kid, gets into the wall hard out of 2, and I don't think he's having the night that he's wanted to. And this is a tough track to get a hold of. You can't let frustrations get in the way either. That'll bite at you. That'll cause you to not be focused. And you got to hit your lines perfectly here. Hit your marks, get out of the gas, into the brake just as you need to, as you got your car set up to go. As, the 42's not letting the 17 get a lot of breathing room, which is pretty cool to see. I think this 17 may be able to hold this lead even with that pressure coming behind them. As I say that, that 42 is starting to pull up a little more ground. I believe we're going to be entering, or we just entered lap 19 of 61 in this second stage. Take a second to follow this 17. Looking on with the 20 here voltage, we see Slade right in front of him, who's having a nice hard battle with the 22 of diesel earlier. But it kind of looks like Slade may have fallen off his mark a little bit. But watching his line, it's nice and smooth. I think he'll get back into his rhythm, get moving. The 20 is being hounded right now by the 2, who is just about to get there. AJ, man, he had a nice entrance, but that exit was not the best as the 1 of Pat's ace gets around him for that spot. The 11, a Celtics fan, lost a few. He was battling with the 20 not too long ago. 3 of Cody Workman is still holding at 5th position, I believe. And it looks like the 18 is catching up to that 88. As we get back to the lead, we see the 42 has picked up some time on the 17, but it's not just him. Got the 47 and the 38 right there too. You know, it really shows the talent in this league. Not one guy's got the best setup, you know, like sometimes you see that where someone just blows away the field, but we've been seeing a lot of back and forth, and that's pretty impressive. You know, we've seen the 42 lead, we've seen the 22 up there, the 38, now the 17, and you know, it's not like you got lucky for a lap, guy in first screwed up, you got the lead, you led a lap, and then they got right back around you. You know, these guys are getting up there and they're holding it. Minimal mistakes, that's what it's going to be about. Don't hit that curb on the inside. Try not to get too high. Try not to brake too late or carry too much speed and wash up the track. Martinsville's very technical. It's, you know, about a half-mile paperclip. The only thing I want to take away from here is some hot dogs in a victory too, but clean race car. Let's see if they can bring away clean race cars here. The 17 was a little high getting through that corner, 42 right on the curb, but the 17's got a good rhythm going on, getting out of the gas, getting back into it. As he really cut in there around turn 1, 42 had to change up his timing a bit to allow that 17 to get off the corner. And you know, that's appreciated. That's good to see. He saw the 17 had a little trouble. He knew he wasn't going to be able to make too much good from it, so he didn't try and force the situation. You know, trying to force a situation can lose you a lot more spots than you can gain. But these top 3 are really starting to spread out. They're starting to pull away from 5th on back. And looking ahead, we don't see any of the field from the back on, as the 42 has a little issue going around 1 and 2, brings it up high. 47 slides right through there, takes second. Let's see if he's got anything for the 17 of Fluffy. As the 47 gets on the inside of Fluffy, can he stick the bottom? It looks like he drifts up a bit, but the 17 goes along with him. And the 47 takes that spot. I'm not sure if Fluffy is okay with that or not. I'm sure he is. He's calm, cool, collected. Maybe he thinks, all right, right now is not the time to really push the subject. Let me see what this guy can do. Let me see if I can keep up with him. See if he makes mistakes. That's one thing that I always look for. Who's gonna make mistakes? Who can I easily get a spot from? And with that little battle, it brought the 38 right back up to from 4th place to these 3 leaders here. And we're starting to see the back of the pack. It kind of looked like that was the one of Pat's ace. He may have fallen off his setup, or he's just battling hard with others and getting the rough end of it. The 47 is able right now to pull away a little bit. That's really cool to see, man. This 47 here is making some moves. Rowdy's showing some aggressive entries, I feel, but he's doing a good job as the 18 loses it and gets lapped by the lead cars. He does a good job of noticing where these guys are at, staying up there. He doesn't want to screw up anyone's day. I definitely wouldn't want to. And you got to think, you know, what kind of setups do these guys have in here? What are the differences? What do they find that's really giving them the speed? Is it the gearing that's helping them get up there? Do they have their springs at the perfect spot to be able to get around these corners, paired up with their track bars and wedge? You know, like there's so many different ways to get to an end result. I've found it's tough to find that perfect spot. Everything you change in setups could affect something else, and to be able to find a good one is tough, but these guys are really showing that they put their work and effort into it. Looks like we're on lap 42 of 61, so just about 20 to go in this second stage. We've had 2 cautions other than the stage break. See if fuel strategy plays a part at all, as the 47 is able to pull away from that 17. As we go back to the pack, see the 11 car who's being trailed by the 12 and the 6. That's Big Destroyer and BC Racer Kid. In front of him is the 88 of JRM. Going along with the 1 of Pat's ace, he dives in there. He sees the 20, leaves some room. A little slow getting off the corner, but he's able to get around that 20. The one thing for sure is, you know, it's tough to follow all these cars around the track. You never know if there was one thing we missed where some guys got into each other. They're not happy with each other, but it'd be interesting to see. Earlier on, we saw that the 22 was able to get around the 21 and pull away, but it looks like the tables have turned, as the 21 is now in front of the 22, and the 22 doesn't seem like he's got the best long run car, as he was getting loose out of 4 there. NRG's got something to say too, and I'd love to put this out there for those that are listening, not really paying attention to the chat, but let's give a shout out to those who were affected by the tornadoes in Ohio last night. Unfortunately, a life was lost. Our thoughts and prayers are going to those in northeastern Dayton and Salina, Ohio. You know, natural disasters, serious business, and hope for speedy repairs in that area. Bulldog comments earlier on. Gar mentioned, you know, go Bulldog, and then he's like, hey, buddy, I'm not in the race, but thanks anyways. So, yeah, that's something I didn't even catch up on. As it looks like the 17 is getting around the 6, taking a lap down for that BC Racer kid, something we're not used to seeing. And while that's happening, what's going on behind them with that 38 still in second? And the 42 in third. Trying to pull the 2 along with him. The 2 of AJ. I don't believe he's a lap down. Just kind of go through the field here. We've got about 10 to go. I think we just came to 10 to go in the second stage. You know, you can kind of tell that the cars are falling off a little bit. We see the one of PRCS on pit road. Hopefully, it's nothing to do with his connectivity to the PlayStation Network. Love to see him get back in there. It's always good to see PRCS out here. It's the 88. Looks like he's trying to stay clear from that 47, but unfortunately he can't. But the 47 gets into the wall. Can he capitalize and try and get that lap back? As of right now, I believe he's the first car 1 lap down. So, if anything, he wants to see this stage end. You know, the 47, there's not much going on in front of him. So, I think he may have an easy time with staying on the lead lap. With they should be coming to 6 to go. But there is that 20 car right in front of the 47, and the 47 is getting up to him quick. Last thing that this 88 wants to see is the 20 have a little trouble, get a lap down, and all of a sudden the 88's no longer the first car 1 lap down. The 11 of Celtics fan is really trying hard to get up there. Right now the 88 is in 9th place, so there's really only 8 cars out of the 16 on the lead lap right now. And it does look like the one of PRCS has fallen out of the race, unfortunately. '22, you know, I mentioned it. He doesn't seem like he's having the best long run car in diesel. He was fast. He was so fast that first stage. But he's lost some ground in that 21. The 21 who's picking up ground, and the 3 of Cody Workman, he may need to do some work on his car as well. Bulldog's asking, why can't we get 3 wide at Martinsville? Yeah, right, guys? Come on, y'all are like professionals. So many of you in the pro league and stuff. You guys hitting things? What are you doing? Oh man, this track is tough. I give these drivers a ton of credit for what they're able to do. Jeez, man. I'd love to see how 3 wide goes. You know, just side by side's tough. I don't know which spot I'd want to be in more. Do you want to be on the outside, the middle, or the inside 3 wide going through the corners here? I'm not too sure, but it looks like that's the stage finish. The 11 was, the 17 was really trying to get back that lead, but the 47 takes it. And, he tries to get second place, but the 47 takes it, followed by the 38 and the 17. So we'll be going to the final stage. This is going to be 121 laps. It's going to be a long one, guys. So stick it out with me here. That'd be a nice long Martinsville run here. See what we can see if anyone else is able to come to life. We've seen the 22, 42, 17, 38. You know, a bunch of different guys being able to get up there. we're going to green, and it looks like the 47 was able to keep the lead. It's the 38 starting on the outside in second, 17, 42. The 21 of Slade is trying to take advantage of finally being on that inside line. I feel like any time I was watching that 21 of Slade, he was stuck on the outside. He gives the 17 a little push, but it does look like there's a problem with the 22, the 11, and even the 42 up here. The 3 may have gotten into him, and it looks like we'll have our third caution of the night. Now, I wonder if guys are looking at estimated fuel. They're looking at how many laps there are to go. I know we just stopped and pitted, but if I pit now, does that change everything? Does that change my strategy? Should I just hold off, try and get track position? So many different things that could happen. Because if you think about it, you want to stay up top. We saw the 11 of, the 1 of Pat's ace, who was up front. You know, he's really up there earlier on, and as soon as he got back in the pack a little bit, battling these other very competitive drivers, it didn't work out very well for him. As we go green here, looks like the 42 or the 47 is able to keep the lead over the 17 with the 38 on the inside. Back of the pack is still having a little bit of back and forth. 38 and the 17 got into it a little bit. It's turning into bumper cars right now. Look at the 3 of Cody Workman just take advantage of that. The 42 had to check up. I see a car spinning. It looks like the 11 is Celtics fan. But wow, did that not work out too well for the 42? The 42 had to check up for the guys in front of him that were bumping, hitting the curb, hitting each other. And the 3 didn't have to check up as much. He took that outside line, just wrapped around that track and picked up a spot. So we get our 4th caution, I believe. Yeah, Bulldog says Slade is on a sun level hot streak as of late. Just saying. Yeah, man, he's been hot. He's been bringing the heat. And he's moving up. You know, he seems very what's the word? He's mathematical with it. He's easygoing with the race. He lets it come to him. I never really have caught him being too aggressive, trying too hard. He takes it for what it is, and he's starting 4th here in this restart as the 47 keeps that lead. It looks like the 17 is trying to get around the 38. He does, but does that 38 have some momentum going from the top line? Let's try to get to him before anything happens. And the 38 is able to stay on the inside of the 17 of Fluffy, who was just having a little issue. 21 sees it, sees that open door, gets to the inside of the 17, but there is a caution on the track. I did miss it. I do see the 88 turned around on his screen, unfortunately. Man, I wonder if we're going to see some tempers going tonight. This will bring Celtics fan back to the lead lap, as he is the first car 1 lap down. We'll have 12 cars on the lead lap, and AJ will be the first car 1 lap down after that. So you know, if for one thing, it gets some guys on the lead lap, but they're losing their rhythm of the race. They're losing the laps that they need. The guys in the back, they want to run laps, especially if they know they're strong, especially if they know they're fast. They want to run as many laps as they can and use their consistency to pull them up. The more cautions, the less time they have to do that. As we go green, we'll get on board with the 17, starting 3rd on the inside. That's Fluffy, who's taking a look at the 47 of Rowdy. Had a really good 1 and 2. It looked like he kind of slowed down, but he got on the gas real well. 38, really impressive, starting on the outside line and able to keep 2nd. Fluffy couldn't get on the inside, but Looks like there is a little trouble going on. 17, if Fluffy really wants to get through. Slade is staying on the inside. I think they might go 3 wide here because some guys were asking for it. But that was really close. 21 wants to hold it. 38 doing a good job seeing the 21 on the inside. Leaves him enough room, but it's hard to pull off the corner as we see the 38 just get out there. The 21 being very patient, knows he has to use his brake. You want to just dive into the corner as best you can, but you know when you're on the bottom, you don't want to slide up the track, take someone out, take yourself out with it. The 17 is caught under fire by that 42, who's got the 3 right there with him. The 17 gives the 21 a little nudge. The 38 needs to get into his rhythm to hold that spot. The 21 is being very patient. I don't know how much more he can hold, though, because he's got that 17 breathing down his neck. Oh, the 21 really tries to check up the entry of that corner. Probably wanted to get a good exit, but the 17 didn't read that. Looks like maybe a car went down the track. It's hard to see there. 17, nice exit to still keep the momentum. The 21, they're 3 wide. First sec, the 21 pushes the 17 down the track. Oh, the 17 is not going to forget that, and the 42 gets around the 17 on the outside. See, it's like, who do you go with there? The 21 was trying to be patient with the 38, but the 17 said, heck with it. You know, if you're not going to get around him, I'm going to get around you both with whatever means possible. Look at this line of cars behind me. Because while they're all battling, what happened to the 47? He's about half a front stretch away ahead of these guys. The 42 picked up 2 spots with that. You know, the 21 did what he could with the 38. The 38 was trying to hold his ground, and it didn't work out. The 17 wanted to get going. Some really good racing, some really good Martinsville racing. So this is the first time we've seen that 21 in second place, and I'm not going to lie, he fought real hard to get there. So we take a look back from the leader, that 47, a Rowdy, who's just pulling away now. Everything that happened there is what he wanted to see, and I see the 42 get on the inside of that 21. That was a perfect 3 and 4 from my point of view, watching back from the 47. He hugged that curb and cleanly got around the 21. Last thing you want to do is open a door for someone and let them on the inside, especially when it's someone like this 42 who's been in the front all night. He started on the pole. He's in second. I wish I knew what his lowest running order spot was. So we try and go through the field here. Take a look at the 11, a Celtics fan, with the 6, a BC Racer kid right behind them. He's got the 88 of JRM right there in front of him. These 3 cars are kind of on their own right now. They're trying to get into their rhythm, see if they work together, try and get to that pack, and hope others make a mistake. The 2 looked like he had a problem going around 3 and 4. He's got the 12 right behind him. That 2 is AJ, and that 12 of Big Destroyer. I'm used to seeing Big Destroyer a little further up there. Maybe this just isn't his track to his liking. I know a lot of people are big fans of this place. It's tough to be, but you really want to try and stay in that rhythm. We're about at lap 163 at 250. Gonna have to pit at some point. Take a look with the 3. The 3 was running real well. I think he just fell out of his rhythm. May have had too many too many drivers breathing down his neck, and unfortunately lost a few spots. But knowing Cody, he's just gonna crack his neck a bit, get back into the zone, and get moving. The 21, oh no, man, that's not what he wanted to see, as he gets passed by 2 cars there as he floats up the track. But then as we go around the corner again, that 17 of Fluffy, same issue. And remember, the 21 really cut down on the 17 on the backstretch when the 21 took second place away from the 38. But what does that do? Well, it kind of cycles everything back to that 38 of Saab running in second again. And it looks like, the 17 into the 22, but I think the 22 may have had a little problem, as the 3 wants to get through, but he doesn't have the grip on the bottom and loses all that time to the 17. These guys are really starting to get loose, it seems. At 18 down the track, up the track, the 20 tries to cut it through the middle, and he does. This 20 of Voltage is really showing a good rhythm right now. I like the lines he's running. Very smooth. It's real close to the wall. Nice entry. You know, there's different ways that guys drive this track, and it's tough to get a handle of it. It looks like he's really trying to round it. There's some guys that try and diamond it, where they kind of dive in shallow, hard on the brake, hard on the gas, just try and cut the corner a bit. Then there are others that, just like this, try and really make a U-turn, a nice smooth U-turn. And it's hard to tell when you should try what. You kind of have to think about the others around you. If you got someone breathing down your neck, you may want to try diamonding it. You may want to try getting into the corner a little hot, because if that's what they're doing, they're going to get into your bumper right at the entrance of that corner, and you don't want that. It's the easiest way for someone to move you up the track. The 42 is slowing down. There may be a caution that we missed, and there is a caution right now. Looks like everyone's running all right. This pack here is running together a bit. I'd like to see how many takers we get for pit road. It's one of those times where it's tough to be a leader of a race. You never know if people are going to stick with you on a strategy, if they're going to do the opposite. It looks like the going by JRM's feed, it looks like everyone's going to be pitting. Yeah, I believe so. As we go green, the 38 starting in third. That's Saab, and a very familiar face, that 42 at DWH, staying on the outside there. Still able to hold on to second. The 21 did not fare too well on the outside, and of course Fluffy being on the inside, that's always that's always an intimidating factor. Seeing Fluffy down there, he's fast. Got the 47 still in the lead. The 38 has a problem getting into 3 and loses that spot to the 17. Gets into the gas a little too early coming out of 4, but he's still able to hold on to 4th position. Look at Cody Workman running that bottom line so smooth. I think I mentioned it before, but he's been having a really smooth line. That 21 of Slade, he's probably going to start, getting those... start tightening up those belts, man. He's going to start moving soon. We're going to see him clawing at the track. He's been very patient lately, and I think he's going to start using that front bumper. Looking ahead from the 38, the 47 of Rowdy still in the lead. Nice little margin over the 42, but 42 still there. Let's see if the 17 car can kind of get his way back into the track. But he does have a little mishap going into 3. I'm not sure. From my screen, it didn't look like the 38 got into the back of him, but it kind of looked like that's what happened. As the 38 pulls away in 3rd place. Let's see if he can pull up to them. And as we think of that, let's go back to the 17, who was kind of stuck on the outside. But there's so much of a gap between the 21 of Slade and that 20 of Bags that he was able to stay there and get back in line. He is on the inside, but he may have entered 3 a little too hot. Goes up the track just like Slade did, but the 20 couldn't capitalize. As we fall back to the 18, who's watching the 21 get up the track again. And it looks like Fluffy's going to be there now. The 18 in New World Order has been doing a great job as of late, man. I've been really enjoying watching this guy run because I swear, this is one of those guys that learns every race that he's in. I see him mid-pack, work his way up forward, and it's really impressive to see that. It's tough to do. You know, it's easy if you're always up front, and this cat is really moving as he takes advantage of the 22 here. I believe the 22 actually may be taking advantage of him because I didn't see him in front of him before. The 20 did not have the best outcome out of that. So we go back to the 42 of DWH. This is really impressive of him as well. You can tell just by his running right now that he is a short track driver, man. This guy has been in the top 2, top 3, I'm pretty sure the entire race. And he's not letting that 47 get away. Looks like he's really trying to just drop the car into the turn. Turns real hard. Gets around there. It's as if he's just setting up his exit. The 47 kind of does more of a diamonding approach. He gets in there kind of shallow. Although it doesn't diamond too much. There you can kind of see it where it kind of drifts away from the curb, and then the center of the corner he starts bringing it right back down. So he gets in there shallow, but he turns real well, gets on the gas and off the corner. So we try and follow along here. Let's see what the 42 really is doing. Yeah, see, he doesn't really enter to the curb into 1 and 3 as tight as the 47. That time he tried it, but he got on the curb because he's trying to round. It looks like he's trying to round out that corner and just launch off. See, he kind of stays high and then exits low, a little low. He's doing a good job of keeping that car, keeping that rhythm going. Yeah, right there. That's a prime example of that. He's not really diamonding it. He's kind of trying to use more of the apex at the entrance. A little wide there, but still a good exit. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to try and drive these things too hard, or else that's where you're really going to have a problem. Wow, that 17 of Fluffy has lost quite a bit of ground. I wonder if fuel mileage could come into play to try and help him get back up there. It's the 38. Nice run. And it looks like the 47 got around the 2 of AJ, putting him a lap down. We may be back to 12 cars or 11 cars on the lead lap. Now I don't know how everyone runs this track view-wise. Typically for myself, I like to be on the hood of the car. I like to run the hood. I feel like I'm able to save the car better when it starts spinning, because as the car's spinning, the camera's going with it. Third person view, I used to do, I can't do it anymore. But what I've been liking lately is doing an in-car view here at Martinsville and also at Bristol, because it's a good way to see that curb. You know, you can look through the netting of the window and see that curb right there, and it's a good indication, and it kind of helps you. The only problem is you can't see who's around you, right? So it'd be cool if they had spotters, and where everyone tried to practice and everyone had to run in-car views. But it's fun to do, you know, when you're just, you know, messing around with your buddies, trying to do that. Who cares if you're not fast? But it's a lot of fun. As we see the 3 getting on the inside of the 2 who just went a lap down, the 2 being very courteous, letting him go. He knows that this 3 is trying to get a good finishing position. 3 has a little problem through 1 and 2, but he's still doing all right. I believe he is in 3rd place, so great job, Cody. Is that 42 still trying to make his ground on the 47? We see the 88 there, JRM, who went down a lap. Now that they're all spread out, you never know what could happen. You know, there could be little issues. I don't know if there's going to be another caution. I don't know if you guys have any insight on it. There very well could be, by someone just making a little mistake, getting into somebody, but someone maybe not being as patient as they should be. Looking at our view here, Smoke Carbon says, "What's up, MBN?" Hey, what's up, Smoke? Hope you're having a good night. Hope you're enjoying this. It's been some good racing, seeing this 47, the 42, the 21, the 22. Who else was there? Did I say the 17? Yeah, maybe. I don't remember. You know, all these drivers doing a great job running this track. We've had about 4 cautions, not including the stage breaks, and that just really shows how you know, just precise these guys are and how clean of racers they are. They're not just clean, they're fast. They're some of the fastest that we've got in this game. We've got a few guys in here that that run in the pro league for esports. Slade, who we're looking at right now, he won the inaugural race. Good for you, man. I know some people had some issues. Love to find the replay of it, as the 21 is under fire from the 18 in New World Order. 21 really tried to dive it in there, but cut it a little too early, got onto the curb. 18 tries to take advantage, but the 21 does a good job saving it out of the corner. New World Order does a good job breaking in there, staying to the bottom. Oh, 21 tried to give him the bumper, but it looks like he got the short end of that stick, as we see the 21 and the 22 together again here. Looking back at Fluffy, he may have been making some changes that he didn't like, and hopefully he's not getting frustrated with his car. I mentioned it before, you get frustrated, you're not going to be running those same laps. You're not going to be hitting the marks like you should be. You got to try and be calm, try and be cool. But knowing him, he always is. Maybe he's just, you know, had a long day, maybe a little tired. So we get over here to the 12, Big Destroyer. He's got, looks like BC Racer right there with him. They're just trying to log laps, stay away from getting a lap down. This 38, he's not giving up. This 42 hasn't either. As we see, that 47 is the car right in front of him. The 2 into the wall out of 4. He stays up in there. He knows that's the leader. The 11 stays down the track. Let's see if they give the same type of courtesy to the 42 going around 2. This could be tough for the 42 right here. Look at, see, that's what you like to see. The 2 of AJ is looking in his mirror. He sees what's going on. Same with the 11, a Celtics fan. And sometimes that's harder to do. It's harder to race when you're in that position. When you're not up to the same pace as the other drivers. You're not just looking ahead of you. You're looking behind you. You're looking next to you. You can't hit your marks. You're not just thinking about yourself. You're thinking about others, and that's what kind of pushes you off your pace even more. You know, these guys were fast to begin with. They're good, but once you go a lap down and you lose that rhythm a bit, it really drops off. It's hard to recover from that, but it looks like they've got some open ground. Maybe they can keep it going. This 42 is sticking with that 47. The difference hasn't changed too much, even with those 2 lap cars that I thought were going to give the 42 a little harder time for him to stick with his momentum. I think we saw a car going down pit road. It is the 2, who is at least a lap down. Knows he has to pit. So we'll try and cycle through this field and see what we have for guys pitting. Stick with this 3 car real quick. Does a good job staying away from the wall. I gotta imagine that these tires are pretty worn. How many laps are left? Thank you for asking. 31 to go. Bulldog falling off that. We got 31 to go. Fuel. I mean, I'm not gonna put anything out there, but I think it's gonna be kind of close. So I'm not sure if anyone. Now it looks like the 18 is hitting pit road, so it looks like these guys are gonna pit. I wonder if anyone's gonna try and save fuel. Let's try and run through. The 2 is in the wall, but it looks like we are still green. Love to see this thing go green and see if there's any love to see this thing go green, see if anyone changes their strategy around. And these guys are still running as if they're going green. Yep, still going fast. So that 2, I'm sure his heart was going a little bit. He stayed up the track, didn't want to impede on anyone's line. Trying to listen to these guys, see if anyone is trying to save. I'm sure that there could be a leader. Might be able to do it. Unless there's a guy that didn't pit, didn't get enough gas on the last caution. There's 26 to go. There's a good chance that they're a few laps down. Trying to get back to this leader here. It's the 42 and the 47 still about the same distance, but the 47 is going to be battling some lap cars ahead of them. Rubs the wall a little bit, but it doesn't bring the 42 too close. He's still running all out. Let's see if he kind of changes up his line after watching this 6. Yeah, he's got to get into the gas a little later. I think that's going to bring the 42 up a little closer. He wants the 6 out of the way. The 6 does a great job exiting too. It could have been very easy for him to hit the wall and come right back down to the 47, but the 47 does get around him. Let's see how easy of a time that 42 has. But that 42 may have had an issue on his own because he's kind of been gapped a bit now. 47 out wide around 3 and 4. Tires could be falling off. Trying to reel in that 12. That 6, he's not really pulling too far away from that 6, but here we see the 42 must have had a pretty good lap as he is getting a little larger looking from the rear. So we have 20 laps to go. Oh, 47 onto the curb. Looks like the 6 may have smacked the wall a bit. This is the lead right now. I don't believe the lead has pitted. I see a car on pit road. Who's that? Oh, well, that's the 9, the 2, the 1. So we knew that the 9 and the 1 were out. Hopefully everything's alright with those guys. This 12 isn't really pulling away from the 47. I wonder if the 47 is trying to save his stuff a bit. I believe that might be 16 to go there. I'm pretty sure the 88's already a lap down. His just showed 16, or I'm sorry, 17 laps to go. So I think for the leaders it might be 16. And you got to think about the fuel strategy, fuel mileage, who pitted, who didn't, who ran a mock race. Because these estimated laps left with the fuel, sometimes it's in your favor, sometimes it isn't. I'm pretty sure this is one of those tracks where it's in your favor. We still saw the 2 on pit road. He may have exited out. You know, that issue from in 3 and 4, that, I mean, that would have scared me a bit. But I do got to say, these drivers have been running around each other very well. Think about the minimal amount of cautions. This 47 is still running a really good line with all these laps on the tires. Just got to hope that they hold on for the next 13 laps or so. The 42 isn't making up too much ground. He's really entering that corner hard, looked like there. Uses the entire track to try and exit. Overrunning it, he gets into the curb. He's going to have a hard exit. And it looks like that may be the 38 behind him trying to pick up some ground. As the 3 is getting passed by the 22, I believe that is for position while on the lead lap. That 38, that is the 38 in third. We saw him up front quite a bit, hunting down that 42, hoping that the 42 is really pushing his car. We're within 10 laps to go. Should be about 9 to go now. .38 is Saab, who's running really well during the middle of the race. .17, who I think was just caught in the wrong place at the wrong time, quite a few times. It's hard to pick those spots back up, pick that momentum back up. So it looks like the 12 is behind him, so that means that leader is right behind him as well. And that 17 wants to get around that 20. He wants to get out of there. Should be about 7 to go. The leader hits the line. Let's try and find him again. That 18's really trying to make moves. So we get to the 42, who is reeling in that 47 a little bit more. You know, I can almost read the number on that 47. But that's not it, because the 38 is right there now. So we should have about 5 to go that they just crossed. The 38 had a nice entrance, but he's got a little too low and gets on the curb. But he doesn't lose too much ground that he made up to that 42. 42's got a great 3 and 4. 38 looked like he was really trying to set it up for the exit. And now it looks like he's getting on the inside of that 42. And he is neck and neck for second place. That's exactly what the 47 wants to see. 38 does a great job getting around him. 42 didn't want that to happen, but he didn't want to fall back any further than he already has. The 17 is on pit road. The Fluffy. Not sure if these guys are going to have to pit, but I believe there's probably only about 2 laps to go. 42 may be trying to save some fuel. So let's go on with the 47, our leader. The 17 just left pit road. He's now at least a lap or 2 down as he almost gets into the second place car. Actually, that was the race. That was the last lap. That was a great race by that 47. Very impressive to see how well Rowdy did starting in the back. I believe he started in 13th. No, where did he start in? 14th spot. Congrats to that 47, Rowdy, on that win. So it looks like we'll get the 47 of Rowdy. Saab. And who was that in third? DWH in that 42. That was an exciting race. That was good. It looks like there were 8 cars on the lead lap. The 21 of Slade coming in 8th, the final car on that lead lap. So as we wait for it to load, let's see if we can get some of these top 3 in here for a little interview real quick. So just excuse the blue screen while we try to invite some of these guys in here. And just one more to go. Let's get back here. Oh, it looks like I'm going to the track. Let's not do that. And it looks like our first guy to join is Saab Max. We've got DWH in here as well. Let's start with you, Saab. Man, that 38 was fast. Watching you move to the front and hold the lead for a while. You're doing a killer job. Congrats on just snatching that second place finish. How'd that race feel to you, man?
You know what? This was probably one of the best races I've had in a long time. Just pit strategy, good racing with everybody, bumper to bumper, 3 wide. I mean, it was excellent. And that strategy call, I took 2 tires in stage 1 when we had that caution. And man, if I would have tightened that up, I think I would have held them off and would have got that stage win. But congrats to Rowdy, and thank you DW for racing me clean there at the end. And man, that top two was pretty good.
Yeah, that was definitely some clean racing. I didn't even know you took two tires, but that's a great way to get up there. I think, what did you start in, ninth or so?
I started seventh, and
Oh,
then about
seventh.
when that caution came out, I was sitting fifth, and I thought, why not?
Yeah.
And it worked out.
Hey, it did work out. And when you were up there, you stayed up there. We saw a bunch of different drivers up front, and you did a heck of a job. So good job with that second place. You were reeling them in, and with more laps, I'm sure you could have done it. But not just you, but DWH, you as well. I don't know what the lowest running order you had there was, but you were in the top three the entire time in my eyes. How'd you feel about that race?
It was good. I didn't have the long run speed that Saab had, but I had a decently paced car, and I think the lowest I was at was like seventh or eighth there at the start of the stage three.
Oh, okay. It wasn't for long then.
No, it wasn't for long. Once I started restarting on the outside, I kept getting pushed back.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
restarts were crazy. Everyone's dive bomb and everything.
Well, you did a really good job pulling your way back up there. One thing that Saab did want to thank you for was how well how clean you raced. And I was mentioning that you guys all raced really well together. It was really cool to see. Yeah, were you running a different line than anyone else, do you think? Because I really think that you were the fastest one out there. I was watching some guys diamonding the corner, some guys trying to arc it through and have a nice exit off four. What do you think your advantage could have been with being as fast as you were?
Um, just let I don't know really. I just kind of let the car do the work for me. If it wanted to diamond it, I just let it do it. If it wanted to pinch the curb, I was all for it as long as I didn't get too much of that curb.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know. I think it's
actually
consistency was the big thing.
that's actually really really cool way to put it. It's like you kind of got to let the car do its thing. But
Hmm.
hey, man, that was a really good third place finish for you. It was a lot of fun to watch. You did a heck of a job from the pole as well. So congrats on that, and I hope you have a good night, man.
All right, thank you. You too.
Thanks. So let's see if we can get that race winner back in here, or in here at least. If Rowdy, I'd love to get a few words in with him. But that really was an impressive race by these guys. Just send him another invite, see if he can make it. Everyone that watched as well, thank you for viewing along. I really do appreciate it. It was nice getting to chat with y'all a little bit. As always, uh, great group of drivers in this Midnight Broadcasting Network's race. Great group of drivers watching along as well. Um, I'm sure we've crossed paths before. Hope I never pissed anyone off or anything. Um, but there's a lot of good camaraderie within this group, and it's really nice to see. And everyone keep racing, having a good time. Everyone have good luck with whatever their future endeavors are. Work on those setups, everyone, and being good to one another. It's a good one. Cody Workman, you're still in here talking a top five all deserving interview after that long final run. That was tough. Rear tires had no grip. Let's see, Cody, if I can get you on in here since we don't have the leader or the winner of that race. Let's see what we can do. So now I'm putting you on the spot here, Cody. But yeah, that was some great racing by all the drivers. You know, I think there was 4 or 5. Hey, Cody, what's up, man?
Hey, Nick.
Hey, you had an impressive car, man. You ran very well tonight. Looked like you kind of had a few times where you fell out of your rhythm, but how'd you feel about the night?
Well, I think the car just kept getting better and better each night. Each time we came down pit road, like yeah, we started sixth, but fell as far back to 10th in that first run, and just a little tire adjustment here, wedge adjustment here, tape adjustment here. Was able to consistently run in that top five. Good battle between me and Diesel there for the fourth position at the end, but just the last 10, 15 laps, the rear tires had no grip in them whatsoever. Just having to pedal it to try to keep the rear end straight off exit. But
Yeah.
yeah, second top five of the year so far, and that's a nice finish to end with before I head off to Minnesota for this next month. So good result.
Yeah, well, you know, before you get off, I want to say that you really impressed me with how you dive into corners under guys and keep the car down there. And I don't want to give you all the credit because I saw a lot of different drivers do that. You know, you had great car control tonight, Cody. Same with everyone else, but you know, very impressive racing. I think you guys only had about 4 cautions, but that
Yeah, I
was
figured
really good.
there was a couple times where it was a caution breed caution scenario, but it was really nice to have that long final run. Real quick, just for I head out here, just with this being Memorial Day and everything. Thank you for the troops and everything for what they've done for our country, and to remember those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice. For those who do not know, I did lose my cousin 12 years ago in Iraq, and being one of those Gold Star families, it really is very supportive to see everyone supporting families, supporting the fallen heroes who paid the ultimate sacrifice. And that's really what tonight was all about, running the patriotic paint schemes, and I really enjoyed that we were able to do this tonight. Had a really fun time and happy with the result.
Yeah, I gotta say, you know, thank you for bringing that up. I had to make a point to mention it, and I did, and it's you know that is the ultimate sacrifice. So you know, thank you to all the veterans too. Can't forget you guys, and to all your fallen soldiers that you may have been around in your life. It's something else. But Cody, really good job tonight, man. And you said you're going to Minnesota for a month or something?
Yeah, I got work with Young Life there for a month. It's going to be a good time to get out and do some work for the community and some fun with a bunch of Young Life kids around the nation. So it'll be a good
Good,
time.
good, man. Well, that's very good of you. I hope you have a great time. And we'll see you when you get back, I guess, huh?
Yep, it may be during the playoffs when I'll be back, but I'll definitely catch you guys in these last couple of races.
All right, sweet. Well, thanks for joining me last minute like that. Good run again, and you have a good time.
Thank you, Nick. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. Well, seeing as how we can't get the race winner in here, I'm sure he's had you know, long enough night, great victory. Congrats to Rowdy on that win in that 47. But I think that will be where we kind of leave it off. And until next time, guys, keep racing. And from Midnight Broadcasting Network and Speedway Collective 250 at Martinsville, I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. Good night, guys.